People can be cruel, and some of the harshest cruelty you can ever face will come from religious people. This video is for any new atheist out there. It's been too long since I've spoken to you directly. This video is for you. What's up, guys? Nakasuchi here. Today I want to talk about people that are new to atheism and some of the things that they might go through and give them the best advice that I can. Deconverting from a religion will be one of the hardest things you can do. It will mean losing people you love and people you like. It might mean you spend a lot of time alone. You can feel isolated, and isolation can lead to depression. And then you have atheists as one of the highest demographics for suicide. Quite honestly, at least with my experience, once you lose faith in a God, once you have seen the truth of the lie, it is almost impossible to go back. Many of us become obsessed with learning as much as we can about these new truths. But then, at the same time, we hide it. We're ashamed of it at first. And that's perfectly natural. But this shame can and will lead you to many problems. In this video, I'm going to address some of the problems new atheists might experience once they lose faith in their God. I will give them advice based upon my own life experience. Take it or leave it. But most importantly, I just want to speak to them and let them know that if they are feeling isolated, that they're not, that it's an illusion, that you're part of a growing demographic in this country and in this world. You are not alone. Many new atheists are teenagers that live with parents that spent their whole lives indoctrinating them into the religion they no longer believe in. Honestly, it's hard for me to imagine this, as my parents didn't become fundamental until well into their old age, and I didn't become an atheist until my early 20s, long after I left my father's home. This is a very tough situation to be in, and really there is no good advice for it. It depends on your personal situation. If you have a good relationship, and even though they are those cool Christian parents that have always been open to talking to you about everything, there is a very high probability that the denial of their God belief will lead to very serious strains in your relationship. These very cool parents might throw your atheist ass out on the streets and grimace at the mere thought of you for the rest of their days. This is a very real possibility. My advice, always in this situation, is to hide it and lie. You are dependent on them and they know it. And they very well might use that against you. And even if they don't, they are most likely going to try and guilt you back into your former beliefs. This might include outing you to every person you know, far before you are ready for that. I've talked to many people where this has been the case. So my advice is to hide it. Hide it for as long as you can. Fake it until you make it. Go to church. Say the things that they want to hear you say. But keep that truth alive until you're out on your own, supporting yourself. And then my advice would be to speak your truth as soon as you're comfortable to do so. And while I say to hide it and to lie, but you must know that hiding your atheism, especially if it comes with a thirst of truth, can be a problem in itself. You will not be able to hide it as well as you think, and should prepare for the day that the situation blows the fuck up. And this is with cool religious parents. The more fundamental, the more you want to keep it to yourself, in my opinion, until you are grown and taking care of yourself.
What a brilliant future we could have. And there will be peace. There will be peace when the people of the world want it so badly that their governments will have no choice but to give it to them. I just wish you could all see the earth the way that I see it.
Okay. So another issue is suicide. There are a ton of atheists in this country, in this world, that feel totally isolated and alone. Maybe you lost everyone you ever loved because you no longer believe in a God. Maybe you have been abused, violated because you no longer believe in a God. Maybe you tried to explain only to be rejected. Maybe you think it would be better to just end it all. It isn't. You are isolated because you have been rejected by shit human beings. But there are so many people just like you. And they are waiting for you to connect with them. I implore you to take that despair and turn it into something else. I assure you that it is possible, because I turned mine into rage. A healthy rage that I expressed, that I got out. I always often called that despair and that isolation poison. And if you don't want to die from the poison, you have to get that poison out of you. And the only way to do so is to speak. And now my rage is turning into something else, something even healthier. Empathy, humanism. I would urge you to make videos and post them on YouTube or other social media platforms that would introduce you to more people like yourself. I deeply implore you to just fucking talk. You only have one life, one truth to give. Don't end it before it can even begin. There is a whole community of people waiting to meet you. I am waiting to meet you.
All right, why is life worth living? That's a very good question. Well, there are certain things I guess that make it worthwhile. Like what? Okay. For me, I would say, Groucho Marx, to name one thing, and Willie Mays, and the second movement of the Jupiter Symphony, and Louis Armstrong, recording of Potato Head Blues, Swedish movies, naturally, Sentimental Education by Flaubert, Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra.
Okay, so now you're an atheist and everybody knows it. You've come out of that proverbial closet, shown your true self to the world. You have all this new information that has changed you for the better. And you have this urge to share that information with the people you know. You need to understand something. That these truths and facts and new information you have will go against everything those people hold dear. These conversations will never go as you expect them. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have these conversations. In fact, I believe you must. I am just saying, be aware of what you will get and prepare your mind for it. Because it doesn't matter how many facts you have. It doesn't matter how articulate your arguments are. They are not going to listen. And if they listen, they are not going to hear. The best you can hope from these conversations is to plant the seeds of doubt, to plant those truths in the back of their mind to where they will gnaw and fester. That's the best you can hope for. Give them the facts, but don't expect them to agree with them. They won't. Try not to let the conversation go into realms of anger. And maybe, if you are lucky, with time they will reach out to you. They will want to know more. My advice to you, again, is to try to reach people you don't know. People that know you can remember your theism and will most likely dismiss your arguments. Again, you do need to have these conversations, but you will get better results with strangers. I did. But I implore you to do both, if you are in a position to do so. I really hope that if you are new to atheism and are struggling with your life, that you reach out to me. My email is public, and if you ask me for it, I will give it to you. Talk to someone, even if it's someone you don't know. And whatever you do, suicide is never the answer. Only in life can things change. Only with life can you make a difference. Nobody really knows what happens after death. I think the most likely possibility is we just simply no longer exist. And that is a finality that, despite what Christians might have you believe, that it is impossible to come back from. I'm Nakasuchi. This is The Raging Atheist. I'll see you soon. What's up, guys? If you like my video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share me on your social media. Comment in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button. Watch what's next. Watch what YouTube recommends for you. Tell all your friends how crazy Nakasuchi is. I'll see you soon.